I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, don't you want to buy? I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, don't you want to buy? Well, welcome to Nutmeg TV's Once Upon a Story. I'm Tom Callahan, and I was the first official state troubadour here in Connecticut. And since this is fall, autumn, and since this is Nutmeg TV, it seems that perhaps we would think about something that had to do with a harvest or a farmer's market or maybe a flea market or maybe cleaning out some of your stuff. And how many of you ever have seen a real nutmeg? Any of you folks have seen them? Any folks out there seen a real nutmeg? No? You have? And was it in a can or a bottle and it was all ground up and it said nutmeg on it and that's how you knew? Okay. Okay. Well, this is what a real nutmeg looks like. This tiny little thing right here looks kind of like an acorn. And when you grind it up, you take a grinder or a grater, you can grind it into a powder, depending on how coarse the grating is, and then use it for your recipe, whatever recipe you might use. Now you can see that this thing would be very easy to make a copy of, right? Do you know how to use a carving knife or a whittling knife? You could take a piece of, say, oak or hickory, and you could make a nutmeg, or what looks like a nutmeg, and no one would know until they got home. That's what happened in the early days of this country. And I find it very interesting that Connecticut, one of its nicknames is the Nutmeg State, because people used those fake nutmegs and sold them and then got out of town. And that is why Connecticut is called the Nutmeg State. Here's a song, that famous song I did before, the Connecticut Peddler. It was written in the 1800s to kind of talk about the slick selling hucksters, those guys who take your money away and say, I got something for you. Sometimes they'd take out an instrument or something like a banjo and they say, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. Sometimes they'd take out something like a dancing man like this to draw a crowd, and they'd sit on the board and I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, don't you want to buy? That would draw a crowd. Sometimes they would have a pair of spoons. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, don't you want to buy? It's all in the gimmick. Sometimes they would have a whistle. Now, anyone who could play such nice music would never cheat you by selling you a fake nutmeg, would he? Would she? No. Wrong. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, don't you want to buy? I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, don't you want to buy? Want to join me? I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, don't you want to buy? I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, don't you want to buy? Many goods of fine stores, so very many things, so very many things you've never seen before, so very many things you've never seen before. So listen while I name them o'er. Wooden wares, carpets for parlors and stairs, matches and Spanish cigars, articles splendid, I tell you, and nutmegs. Here are tins, papers of needles and pins, tracts on unpopular sins, books about sinning, very popular, any of which I will sell you. And here is Thomsonian medicine, richest beyond all comparison, killing the seeds of diseases, appetite while it increases. Hot drops with strong composition will keep you in healthy condition. You'll never need a physician again. You want to help me? I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, don't you want to buy? I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, don't you want to buy? Many goods of fine stores, so very many things, so very many things you've never seen before, so very many things you've never seen before. So listen while I name them more. Here are combs, elegant brushes and brooms, made for the cleaning of rooms, furnished both smoothly and neatly. Here are knives, ribbons and silks for your wives, whistles and juice, harps and fifes, and nutmegs, on which your children play sweetly. And here are the seeds of asparagus, lettuce, beets, onions, and peppergrass from the United Societies, seeds of all kinds and varieties, shaving soap, excellent razor strops that will smoothly shave your chops. Swain's Panacea and Jones drops too. Will you guys help me? Will you guys help me at home? I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler. Don't you want to buy last time? I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler from Connecticut. I'm a peddler, I'm a peddler. Don't you want to buy? Well, nutmegs are found on the other side of the world, and so in order to go get them, you had to send a ship and all that. So it was much easier to carve a little wooden nutmeg. Now, storytelling has been used for centuries, thousands of years, to explain unexplained things like, oh, the tides and why the sun comes up and the moon goes down and all those sorts of things, and creation of people and all that stuff. There's stories from around the world from different cultures. Some of them are very serious. This is one of them. It's called Why Dogs Hate Cats. Maybe you've noticed that there are some dogs that hate cats. You know, have you seen dogs chase cats? Have you? Have you? Have you? I've seen dogs chasing cats all my life. I've had dogs. I've had cats. Sometimes they like each other, and sometimes the cat beats up the dog. And most times, if something's going to happen, it will be the dog chasing the cat. And do you know why? Does anybody know why? I know why. A long time ago, dogs and cats were best of friends. And they must have had pockets because they had money. I mean, in the story, they got money, and they spoke, so you know it was a long time ago. And, well, this one particular dog and this cat were really close friends. I mean, they went to school together. They went to the movies together. They went out and tried not to buy the fake nutmegs together. They played baseball and soccer together. They did everything together. One day the dog said to the cat, hey cat, do you like picnics? And the cat said, "Meow, I love picnics." And the dog said, me too. You got any money? And the cat said, I got a little. And so they put their money together. They went down to the corner store, the deli, and they bought a big ham. And they were so happy. They had this ham. They were going to go down to the park, sit under a tree, and share the ham like good friends. Did you ever share anything with your friends? Did you ever share anything with your friends? Did you ever share anything? Well, so the ham they had was so big that they couldn't carry it themselves. So the dog figured, well, I'm bigger, and so I'll carry the ham first. And as he's carrying the ham, he's singing a little song. He was just so excited. And he was going this, our ham, arr, 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 arr. Maybe you could help me with the dog song. Can you try? Like you're a happy dog willing to share with your friends? Here we go. Our ham, arr, 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 arr. Now, after a while, the dog figured it was the cat's turn, and so he handed the ham to the cat. And the cat was very excited too, and so the cat sang his own little song as he was walking with the ham. And his song went like this. My ham, my ham. Can you help me with the cat song? Can you help me? Can you help me? My ham, my ham. And the dog is thinking, you know, this cat doesn't understand the difference between my, meaning me, mine, and our, which is everybody's. So the next time it's my turn to sing, I'm going to sing it really clearly and maybe a little louder, and maybe the cat will get the idea that there's a difference between my and our. Maybe you can help. So when the dog's turn came again, what did the dog sing? Our ham, arr, 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 arr. Again, our ham, arr, 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 arr. And then it was the cat's turn. The cat took the ham. And do you think the cat sang our ham, our ham? Do you? Do you? No, is the answer. The cat sang the same selfish kind of sound. Well, how did it go? My ham, my ham, my ham, my ham. Well, the dog figured there was no point in really trying to teach the cat. He just didn't have a big enough brain. And so when they got there, the dog had run on ahead, and he put out the tablecloth very nicely and neatly and was sitting there waiting for his friend the cat to arrive with the ham. And the cat came with the ham. My ham, my ham. The cat's going, oh, it just sort of makes me mad to hear that. And the cat, instead of coming down on the tablecloth that was spread out, the cat ran up the tree. And the dog watched the cat go up the tree. And the dog went, arr, because he didn't understand, because the picnic was going to be on the ground, not up the tree. And there was the cat, up the tree. He got to the very top branch and then started to eat the ham, going, my ham, my ham, my ham, my ham. And the dog started getting very sad, because dogs can't climb trees. And the cat ate all that ham, singing that same nasty little song, my ham, my ham, my ham, my ham. And the dog, by this time, first went from being puzzled to sad to, what do you think? Was he happy? Was he angry? Would you be angry? Well, I would too. And that's what the dog said. You know what the dog said? Dog said, cats don't grow on trees. Someday you're going to have to come out of that tree. And when you do, I'm going to chase you and chase you and chase you. And you better hope I don't catch you. Well, sooner or later, the cat did have to come down. And so he came down very delicately from branch to branch, from branch to branch. And when he got about 6 feet off the ground, he saw the dog laying in wait for him down below. Come on, I'll get you. And the cat sprang right over the dog's head, woo, boop, and landed. And the dog went, roo, 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 and started chasing that cat all over town. And the cat started going too. They went this way, they went that way. And today, if you ever see a dog chasing a cat, it's because somewhere in their distant memory, they remember that long ago, that cat that betrayed his friend the dog by acting like a pig and eating that whole ham. And that's why dogs hate cats. Well, just like trick or treat and Halloween, we had the fake nutmegs tricking people. We had the cat tricking the dog. Now I'm going to be the pirate in costume looking for my favorite booty. Pop. Ah, I love it. Can you say har? Can you say har like you mean it? Ah, okay. And for you folks at home, this is one that gives you a chance to move, do a little aerobics while you're snacking on the couch. You can put up your thumbs, and we're going to go this way. First, we're going to go this way, and then that way, and then over and back way, and over the Irish Sea. We make a letter C. A bottle of pop to fill our top, and that's the life for me. Har! Okay? Now, our TV audience right here, I bet you they're going to learn. Okay, you got your thumbs? All right, ready? Watch how quick they are. We're going this way, that way, over and back way, over the Irish Sea. A bottle of pop to fill our top, and that's a life for me. Har! Perfect. Har! When I was one, I had some fun the day I went to sea. I shipped aboard a pirate ship. The captain said to me, thumbs up. We're going this way, that way, over and back way, over the Irish Sea. A bottle of pop to fill our top, and that's a life for me. Har! When I was 2, I buckled my shoe the day I went to sea. I shipped aboard a pirate ship. The captain said to me, thumbs up, ready? We're going this way, that way, over and back way, over the Irish Sea. A bottle of pop to fill our top, and that's a life for me. Har! When I was 3, I said, yippee, the day I went to sea. I shipped aboard a pirate ship. The captain said to me, thumbs up, ready? We're going this way, that way, over and back way, over the Irish Sea. A bottle of pop to fill our top, and that's a life for me. Har! When I was 4, I grabbed an oar the day I went to sea. I shipped aboard a pirate ship. The captain said to me, you ready? Thumbs up. We're going this way, that way, over and back, way over the Irish Sea. A bottle of pop to fill our top, and that's a life for me. Ha! When I was 5, I came alive the day I went to sea. I shipped aboard a pirate ship. The captain said to me, thumbs up, you ready? We're going this way, that way, over and back, way over the Irish Sea. A bottle of pop to fill our top, and that's the life for me. We're going this way, that way, over and back, way over the Irish Sea. A bottle of pop to fill our top, that's the life for me. Ha! Of course, the one thing about the autumn that everybody knows about, I mean, we talked about tricking and the fake nutmegs and tricking with the cat and then the costume with the pirate. What could I be leading into? What sort of day happens in the fall each year? Do you know? Ooh. Do you know, Spencer? What day? Halloween, that's the day. And do you know anybody that's kind of crabby all the time? You don't? You're lucky. I do. I'm related to some of them, actually. Well, sometimes there are people that are just looking for a fight. They will argue about anything. If it's a nice sunny day and you say, it's a nice sunny day, you know what they'll say? No, it's kind of crummy. It's too bright. I can't stand it. Or if it's a dark and gloomy day, you might say, gee, it's kind of damp and gloomy. No, it's perfect. I like it that way. These are people we call contrarians. They're contrary. They go against what most people are thinking. And some of them just seem to do it because they can't help it. If they had a glass that was partially filled, you could look at that glass and say, that's half full. You know what they'd say? That's half empty, and who drank it? They're just that kind of people. Aaron Kelly was one of those guys. Have you heard of Aaron Kelly? Oh, well, you will now. Aaron Kelly was one of those contrary guys. And when he died, nobody missed him much because, well, he's one of those people that just didn't attract a lot of warm, fuzzy feelings. And so his wife, Mrs. Kelly, went to the grave, and she was all alone and felt kind of sad that Aaron Kelly had just made everybody feel so distant by his cranky, crotchety, contrary way that nobody even came to say goodbye. So she went home. And she hadn't been there too long, and all of a sudden she heard knocking on the door. And she thought, whoa, maybe someone has come really to say, sorry we missed the funeral, but we're sorry really for you that you've lost your husband. And so she opened the door. And the door always squeaked like that. And she kept saying to Aaron all her married life, you have to fix that door because it squeaks. And you know what he'd say? No, it doesn't. That's a beautiful song. I love it. Lets people know that somebody lives here who cares about them, gives them a nice melody. She opens the door, and who was there? Aaron Kelly was standing on the other side of the door. And she was shocked. She went, what are you doing here? And you know what he said? I live here, remember? She said, no, lived. You lived here. D at the end. Lived here. Aaron, you're dead. Remember? You're dead. We just came back from the graveside where you were laid to rest. Do I look dead? He said. I never felt better in all my life. She said, well, you do look dead, and well, you're dead. I'm not, he said. I'm alive. And he went over and he sat in his favorite chair. And he sat, it was a rocker, and he sat there, and it creaked too. And he sat there, day after day, week after week, until finally he just turned into nothing but a skeleton. And there was no talking to him. He wouldn't accept the fact that he was dead. So Mrs. Kelly just went about her business, dusting and cleaning and cooking and dusting him off a little bit as she walked by. "What are you doing?" He said. "Well, you're getting a little stale." "I am not. I feel fine." Well, after a certain amount of time, widows are now eligible to have callers, men callers, go out on dates, socialize again. The period of mourning will be over. So Mrs. Kelly met this handsome musician in town one day, and he said, "Mrs. Kelly, I understand that the time for your mourning is now past. Can maybe have a date or go for dinner or get acquainted or see a movie or something like that?" And she said, "Sure, let's start by just having you come over to my house and we'll get acquainted." And so the next night she hears doo, 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 doo on the door. And she looks, and there's, so she knows it's not him. It must be the musician at the door. So she opens the door. And under her breath, she says, "Oh, Aaron, I wish you would fix that squeaky door." And in the other room, he goes, "Sounds beautiful to me." Well, the musician didn't know what that sound was, but he came in. He's looking around, as you do when you come into a new house, and looking out the window and looking at the furnishings and the paintings and whatever might be there. And all of a sudden, he noticed, and he was startled. He said, "What's that?" And Mrs. Kelly said, "Well, don't pay him any mind. That's my late husband. He's dead." "I am not," he said. But he refuses to admit that he's dead. And so the young fellow said, "Well, what do I do now?" And she said, "Well, let's just talk and chat." They couldn't think of anything. It was such an awkward moment, kind of like now. And finally he said, "Look, you two are the boringest people I ever did see in all my life. I hear you're a musician. Why don't you play a tune?" And so the young fellow took out his whistle and started to play a tune. Kept it in his back pocket. There it is. Start playing. And something happened, because went from rocking to tapping and snapping and snapping and tapping. And the musician said, "What do I do now?" And Mrs. Kelly said, "Keep playing." So he did. And Aaron Kelly stood up, and he started to dance to the tune. He was hopping and bopping, dancing and a-prancing, moving and a-grooving. He was having a good old time. But at the same time that he was dancing, his bones were loosening up. And in the middle of the tune, one of his bones fell right off. You knew it had been around a long time. Had that hollow sound. And the musician said, "What do I do now?" And you know what Mrs. Kelly said? "Play faster." So he did. And Aaron Kelly, who always loved a good tune, heck, he loved a squeaky door, kept dancing. And his bones were flying all around the room. His elbow went right through a window. His wrist knocked over a lamp. His knee kind of kicked out into the middle of the floor. And after a while, he just kind of collapsed right there in a heap. And his head his head laid right on the floor next to the musician's leg. And he looked right up at him and he said, "Ooh-wee! Ain't we having fun?" Well, that musician, that was it for him. He got up, whew, he ran and ran. He's never been seen since. Mrs. Kelly, you know what she did? She got her broom and she started to sweep up all those bones. That last one, that rib cage, when it came down, sounded just like a xylophone. And so she started sweeping up the bones. And as she swept them up, she put them into a big pile and then put them into a big bag. And then she dragged it out to the cemetery. And then she threw that bag into the grave where Aaron Kelly was supposed to be. Whoom! And you could hear all those bones going. Whoom! And then she took her shovel and she covered it all over with dirt. And she patted it down. And she could swear that she could hear him down below trying to put himself together again. And if you go out on a night like tonight, you might hear Aaron Kelly way down under the ground trying to put himself together, singing a song. The leg bone's connected to the shoulder bone. The ankle bone's connected to the elbow bone. The head bone's connected to the tailbone. Now here's the word of the Lord. And that's the story of Aaron Kelly, the dancing skeleton. Lovely autumn song to finish up. Come, little leaves, said the wind one day, come over the meadow with me and play. Put on your dresses of red and gold, for summer is gone and the days grow cold. Soon as the leaves heard the wind's loud call, down they came fluttering one and all. O'er the brown meadow they danced and flew, singing the soft little songs they knew. Cricket, goodbye, we've been friends so long. Little brook, sing us your farewell song. Say you are sorry to see us go. Ah, you will miss us right well, you know. Come, little leaves, said the wind one day, come over the meadow with me and play. Put on your dresses of red and gold, for summer is gone and the days grow cold. Dear little lambs in your fleecy fold, Mother will keep you from harm and cold. Fondly we've watched you in vale and glade. Say, will you dream of our loving shade? Dancing and swirling the little leaves went. Winter had called them and they were content. Soon fast asleep in their earthy beds, the snow made a coverlet over their heads. Come, little leaves, said the wind one day, come over the meadow with me and play. Put on your dresses of red and gold, for summer has gone and the days grow cold. Come, little leaves, said the wind one day, come over the meadow with me and play. Put on your dresses of red and gold, for summer is gone and the days grow cold.